Hello, everyone. Season's greetings.
Merry Thanksgiving.
Hallelujah.
Hey, everyone, and welcome to a very special Thanksgiving mini-sode of the Dudes Brunch podcast. I'm here with the usual suspects, Tyler Reed and Shaun Evans, and we just wanted to put in a little nugget of content for you to maybe listen to when your family is driving you crazy over the holiday weekend. This little one-off topic comes from Tyler, who found a pretty interesting little YouTube video, a cool little thing on the internets. Not a meme, but just some cool stuff. What you got, Tyler?
As per usual. Hey, everybody. Found this topic on Reddit. What a surprise. But it's called Binging with Babbish, in this YouTube series, this guy, he finds various sort of like food items from television and movies and other such things and makes meals that they talk about. And so in this appropriately festive episode, he's making the Thanksgiving sandwich from Friends, a show
Wait, it is Friends.
It is Friends, a show that I have literally never watched once in my life and probably never will.
Interrupting him when you're not even fucking right. That's like amateur level podcasting, Shaun. Get it together.
So anyway, from Friends, and so in this episode, apparently some guy whose name I forget, he has a sandwich that gets made that his sister always makes for him, and someone.
It's Ross. His name is Ross.
His name is Ross.
Oh my god.
I don't care. Okay, I don't give a shit. Anyway, so this guy goes through the step-by-step process of recreating this entire sandwich, which starts with, making a Thanksgiving turkey and, sort of like individually making all the different parts of this thing. And so I think it's really interesting because he really goes step by step explaining everything. And I think it's kind of cool because it also is stuff about like sort of like pop culture. And so I guess I just wanted to see what you guys thought of the sandwich and if you thought the video was entertaining.
The video was really entertaining. This guy is obviously a great chef. He's making all these things from scratch. I was particularly interested to see him make the cranberry sauce from scratch because I don't really know anything about cranberry sauce. But that looked freaking delicious. And I like Friends. This isn't one of my favorite episodes. It's not even my favorite Thanksgiving episode of Friends. But
There's
it was
more
cool.
Than one?
That show went on for 10 years, Tyler.
Someone lives under a rock.
Anyway, yeah, it was cool.
Would you actually eat the sandwich? Would you actually, I think this is a two-part question, right? Three-part. Would you eat the sandwich, and would you A, either make it from scratch, or B, use it from leftovers? Probably the more likely situation, but I figure I would ask anyway.
If I have all these leftovers, I would make this sandwich out of it. I'm not going to make all this stuff from scratch to eat this sandwich. That's ridiculous. It takes an entire day to cook a turkey.
Okay, so I want to say that I don't know if I would make this from leftovers. I feel like watching all the preparation that you have to go through to make this particular sandwich, I would just have it be its own thing and kind of have the meal kind of center around this particular episode of Friends, because I think that adds something that's kind of cool to it, and I would eat it. Yeah, totally. I'm not even going to pretend like I wouldn't. I would joyfully eat this.
It almost, because since he goes through everything so thoroughly, I'm almost tempted to make most of these things myself, like maybe not as part of making this sandwich specifically, but I'm like, oh shit, it's not really that hard to make stuffing, is it? I've always just used like the whatever
used the pre-pack.
stuff.
Yeah, if you use the pre-pack, it's like he makes everything from hand. This is for real. This is like hardcore food porn right here.
Yeah, this is like Tasty is some entry-level bullshit compared to this.
That's because Tasty's always entry level. It's like, put macaroni and cheese inside of a pie crust. Now you have macaroni and cheese pie. Like, it's not... This is like legitimately eat food and make it.
Right.
But he's doing it with kind of a snarky personality and everything, which was cool.
I don't know, that's not how he acts in real life.
I think he started the video off. He faked us out. He was like, all right, guys, we're going to use some cheapo from the box stuffing, some butt egg turkey and some canned cranberry juice, cranberry sauce. And I was like, oh, this video will be fine. I'm sure he'll find an interesting way to make this interesting. And then he's like, fuck that shit. And I was like, now that's the tasty version. The one that's like, oh, we'll use like some Kraft stuffing.
But we also shouldn't lie and say that's not how most of these sandwiches will be made. They'll be made from a 90-cent pack of turkey gravy, an overcooked turkey that was pretty much just broiled inside of the oven, box stuffing and white bread.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the deciding factor between whether this is a good sandwich or not. See, I like cooking from scratch, but it's very hard to do all the time. The challenge is, if you're not cooking from scratch and you're eating the meal in kind of an unorthodox way, like say you're making stir fry, but you use frozen chicken that you haven't thawed when you cook it, your whole stir fry is not going to be as good. And I feel like this is going to be a similar scenario where it's just not going to be like the same meal if you're not eating leftovers or from scratch, you know?
And let's just say that you don't. Let's just say we don't decide to do that. We just do it the way that we don't do it this homemade way. Would you still eat it, or would you want to eat it? I mean,
yeah, I'd still try it, but I would be less inclined.
That's pretty much how I eat most of my Thanksgiving food anyway. It's just this like stitched together of everything all together, eating in one bite kind of thing. So it's really not altogether that much different from normally how I eat it. So of course
I would be just as inclined to eat it if it was made of prepackaged stuff. So
the real question is...
my question for you, Shaun, and I guess for everybody is, being that it's almost Thanksgiving, are y'all, like, from scratch Thanksgiving? Like, did you grow up in a from scratch family? Or, like, if you're prepping your own Thanksgiving this year, are you doing it from scratch? Or are you just kind of like, yeah, you know, we'll cobble it together from whatever? Like, what's your approach?
The Charlie Brown style of where you have popcorn and some...
And that's it.
In your pantry. Some pretzels.
This year, I'm not going home for Thanksgiving. I'll be alone on Thanksgiving. So I bought meatballs with cranberry sauce and mashed potatoes. And I'm essentially going to have Swedish turkey meatballs with cranberry sauce and mashed potatoes.
It's okay, Shaun. Don't cry. We're here for you.
But I know I like this meal, and I'll eat a ton of it. So that's what I'm not worried about. Thanksgiving always scares me because I like the dark meat of turkey, but then you realize that you're kind of stuck with eating turkey for the next, like, at least 3 days. And turkey it's not a particularly flavorful meat, the white part of it. So you got to figure out what to do with it. Pulled turkey is usually what I go for. Yeah, usually just pulled turkey.
Just put some sort of sauce on it.
Cinnamon, brown sugar always makes turkey delightful.
That's a good tip. It's a hot tip, Shaun. Just going to go to the same thing that it's always been. Going to go to the grandparents' house, and they're going to make some stuff from scratch, some stuff not. I would love to probably help make some of that from scratch, but it seems like, you know, you don't want to ruffle too many feathers because they kind of like it the way it is. So, but I mean, I
don't always get the whole, like, you don't have to make everything from scratch. Like, it's okay to have box stuff sometimes. I'm totally down for that. Because at a certain level, I kind of expect the box stuff because that's what that's what I was raised on. Mm-hmm. Box stuff. I grew up in the Midwest, and you guys did too. And if it doesn't come in a brown paper box, you probably didn't have it. That's how everything comes in Cincinnati. It gets put on a little truck, and the little truck driver drives it to the little place, and the little man undoes the package with all the little packages in it, and then it's put on the shelf with all the other little packages, and then you come and you get the little package, and you take the little package back to your house, and you put the little package into another little package, and you serve it on a plate.
You're right, Shaun. That is a storyboard for an upcoming Pixar movie.
You're right. Procter & Gamble, a turkey for us all.
See, I grew up, like Shaun said, in kind of a hybrid, like, from-scratch boxed family, but over the past few years, I think mostly as the family has gotten a little bit smaller, like in terms of who we do Thanksgiving with, it's become more like closer to just my parents and my brother. We're cooking more things from scratch just because there are fewer people and it's easier. Mm-hmm. And I kind of like it. And I'm kind of like Tyler, like, I want to be involved in it now that I'm, like, old enough to and actually like cooking. But at the same time, like, I don't want to have to do the whole day of cooking that goes into a traditional completely from scratch Thanksgiving. Like, you know, nobody in our family really likes cranberry sauce all that much. We're just not that into it. And so we could use that from the box, and it's fine. We don't need to put the effort into making
You don't get cranberry sauce out of a box. I thought part of the whole fun of getting cranberry sauce out of a can was just leaving it in the can shape.
Yeah.
Like, there's something that's, like, very Warholianly aesthetically pleasing about that.
You just slice it off.
Yeah. You get the same knife that you forgot to bring all the other knives to the table. So it's like if your cranberry can cylinder Jell-O pop doesn't have butter and gravy and stuff already caked into it by the time it's done, something's wrong. Like, that's where it gets most of its rebound flavor from, is like the extra gravy and butter and, like stuffing juices that already hit that cranberry from constantly being manipulated by instruments for food intake.
But I think it's fair. I think I was a little critical because in my family's defense, the stuff that we make by hand, like the custom stuff we make, it's usually like pretty good, like nice. Like I have to eat it, and that's what I look forward to. But it's like mashed potatoes. You're like, well, how much better is that mashed potatoes going to be based on a box versus a prepackaged versus like literally carving potatoes and like forging mashed potatoes out of that. So I mean,
it's so weird to me that mashed potatoes is one of the things he would do out of a box.
Why wouldn't you?
Oh, all about the real mashed potatoes. All about it. It's about that time. If you're using the podcast to avoid your family, you should probably get back to them because they're probably wondering why you're just walking aimlessly through their home wearing earbuds.
No. You're probably sitting in the bathroom right now. You're probably like pretending like you're taking a dump and you're not.
Or you're in your car in the Target parking lot because you just ran out to the store for a few things.
That's most likely 100% what you're doing.
So,
it's going on a Thanksgiving drive.
Yeah, just
the traditional Thanksgiving get the hell away from your family drive.
Yeah. So in that spirit, I just thought that we, as the dudes of Dudes Brunch, would share one internet pop culture thing that we're thankful for this Thanksgiving as a way to round out the show instead of doing shameless plugs. Tyler, what are you thankful for this Thanksgiving?
Well, Taylor, I'm thankful for prep time. For at least 5 seconds of prep time before asking me a very important question.
Shaun, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for 2 things. My first thing is Reply All. Great job this year. Good times. My second thing is, I know we just talked about this last week, so it's not a big deal, but Uncle Joe memes, they've brightened up November for me. And Uncle Joe, I love you. Keep on keeping on, buddy, because, yeah.
Consider absorbing the real Joe Biden into yourself and become like a Super Saiyan or something, and then have a comedy talk show on Comedy Central.
Tyler, what are you thankful for?
Well, specifically within the realms of our podcast and media in general, I discovered My Brother, Me this year, and it's been the greatest experience of my podcasting life. The whole McElroy family of shows has really, really filled a void in, I guess, like the sort of, I don't know. It's just been really, I've really enjoyed their stuff. There's so many things. There's like tens of podcasts. There's video content, and it's just, there's so much of it, and it's all like really positive. It's never like, like they're not like, they don't really go out of the way to make fun of people specifically. It's very, it just feels good to listen to. Pretty much everything across the board. So that's what I'm thankful for.
Well, keeping with the train of everybody being thankful for a podcast, right this minute, I'm most thankful for Hannibal Burress, the Handsome Rambler. This is the new podcast from Hannibal Burress. And I love this show because it's just like an hour and 15 minutes every week of Hannibal Burress ranting about whatever it is he wants to rant about. But he also writes his own sponsor ads, and so they're not like the boring ad you hear everywhere where it's like, Blue Apron, get your first 3 meals by using offer code DudesBrunch, Blue Apron. Instead, Hannibal comes on and he's like, are you stupid? Do you not know how to measure out food? Do you not know where the grocery store is? Blue Apron! And he like auto-tunes his voice while he does the sponsor reads and stuff. Like, it's just funny. And sometimes I just need a good laugh. So I'm really thankful for Handsome Rambler and Hannibal Burress in general. That's the end of our little Thanksgiving mini-sode. Thanks everybody for listening. We hope you're thankful for us. And if you are, you can leave a review on iTunes. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, Tyler and Shaun, and everybody out there.
Christmas time is here.
Tomorrow.
Christmas time is here.
In 24 hours. Not right now. Do not ruin Thanksgiving with this bullshit, Tyler.
And now we said Thanksgiving, it's totally gone. Bye.
Bye, Thanksgiving.
Later. Out the
Good
door.
to see you, you turd.
There's this, I guess, YouTube channel and YouTube series called Binging with Babbish, which I don't know what the fuck that means, but
I think it means binging.
binging?
Mm-hmm.
Binging on Babbish. I don't know what the fuck Babbish is.
I think that's that guy's name.
Shit. Let's start over.
I am not going to make fun of you at all because I also do not know how to read.